but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Merchants, and I'm a 1979 graduate of the College of Business, and I'm the founding chair of the UIC Alumni Board. It is my honor to welcome you to the 2022 UIC Alumni Awards Celebration. Now, I can absolutely guarantee two things tonight. Number one, this awards ceremony will have no bad hair jokes. And number two, neither one of your hosts are going to get slapped. So, although we wish we could have been together in person this evening, we're very grateful many of you are joining us virtually, and we look forward to being together again soon. Tonight is a special evening for us to honor some of our most accomplished UIC alumni. As a longtime alumnus, it's hard to imagine a world without UIC and without the opportunities, experiences, and foundation that UIC has provided to over 300,000 alumni. I hope you enjoyed the performance of Imagine a few moments ago. The Downtown Voices is a student a cappella group and a shining illustration of our talented student body. Each day we see examples through our students as they work to achieve success through perseverance and dedication. This evening we will hear about the journeys of 7 former students who worked hard to achieve their goals and dreams and went on to become outstanding alumni, all beginning with an education from UIC to create the foundation of their success. Also tonight, we're celebrating how they were able to imagine ways to improve and make the world a better place. And speaking of making the world a better place, at UIC, we are grateful for the incredible wisdom, imagination, fortitude, and vision of our 9th Chancellor of the University of Illinois, Chicago, Michael Amiridis. During his 7 years at UIC, Chancellor Amiridis strengthened the focus of our student experience and actively engaged with Chicago's business community. He forged greater efforts to showcase UIC's research portfolio and developed a more entrepreneurial operating model for the university. Now, as we're sure you already know, this is Chancellor's last year with UIC, and we wish him great success in his future endeavors. He will absolutely be missed, and we cannot thank him enough for his support of our Alumni Association and his dedication to our alumni and students during his time here. So please, join me in welcoming Chancellor Michael Amiridis.
Good evening, everyone, and Bill, thank you for your kind introduction. Every year, it gives me great pride to participate in an event that recognizes the success of UIC alumni. And I have to admit that there is personal stake here, because their success, your success, validates in the most profound way the message that myself and the entire leadership of the university communicates to the world. UIC is a great university, and the success of its alumni is the best way to prove it. So every year, the Awards and Nominations Committee does a great job to give us these wonderful examples of success, and once again, they delivered this year as well. I want to recognize Carl Lejeune and the members of the committee for their great work. The last words I share with every graduating class is to remind them to return to their university, to tell us of their accomplishments, and to serve as an inspiration to students who will be following in their footsteps. So this evening, our alumni are returning to the university. And among them, we have the first African American woman to be elected to the US Senate and a US ambassador, the Chancellor of Botswana Open University, the President and CEO of an architectural firm focusing on the public sector, from schools to municipal and federal projects, a commissioned officer with the US Public Health Service, the Senior Vice President for Community Health Equity at Rush Medical Center, and two very successful physicians, an outstanding oral and maxillofacial surgeon, and an emergency medicine leader. You will be hearing much more about our honorees in a few minutes, but please consider the breadth and depth of their accomplishments and their impact on our communities, our state, our nation, and our world. As some of you may know, this will be the last opportunity I have to join you for this celebration honoring UIC alumni. Iro and I wish we could see you and celebrate with you in person. But whether in person or in the digital world, we could not be more proud and humbled by all of the UIC alumni we have met over the last 7 years, many with whom we have become friends. We have been inspired by your generosity, your service to the university, the mentoring you offer to our students, and in many cases, the lectures and the wisdom you have shared with us. I could not be more impressed with your fair advocacy on behalf of the university, and I could not be more thankful for the support you have shown me over my tenure at UIC, one of the nation's most outstanding public institutions of higher education. I would only ask you for one more favor. I hope you will afford the same generosity, spirit, and support to UIC's next Chancellor. They will be very fortunate to have you all on board as UIC enters a new period of growth, expansion, and contributions to the world. I'm confident that UIC will attract an outstanding leader and will continue its upward trajectory. I will be watching and will be cheering for this unique university. Now, it's a pleasure for me to introduce the University of Illinois System, Dr. Timothy Kalin. Tim Kalin is the 20th president of the University of Illinois System, and he took office in May 2015, just a couple of months after I came to UIC. Since then, Tim has helped lead a surge of unprecedented growth and success across the state's flagship university system. Tim is a frequent visitor and great supporter of UIC, and we have benefited greatly from his leadership. Please welcome to the digital podium, Dr. Timothy Kalin.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm sorry we are not able to gather in person to celebrate, but I am no less excited and proud to recognize this year's 7 remarkable honorees. Their talents, passion, and commitment have lifted our nation and world, along with an ever-growing reputation for excellence that continues to drive UIC's record enrollment and rising stature among its peers. Consider for a moment, if you will, the collective impact of their efforts. They have served as tireless leaders in public health, helping to reduce inequalities through much-needed non-profit organizations dedicated to improving community health and health equity. They have forged a path for generations of women and African American women in particular by laying claim to countless firsts in a variety of prestigious elected positions at the federal, state, and local level. They have overseen the marked reduction in mother-to-child HIV transmission in Botswana, provided leadership and services for the AIDS response of 21 African countries, and educated thousands of nurses across Africa. They have been leaders and award winners in establishing a major footprint throughout Chicagoland in the architectural design of building projects for education, as well as municipal and federal governments. They have provided vital support and federal emergency response across the United States for the largest environmental, climate, and public health crises facing our country. They have put their high-level trauma skills to work in research and reconstructive surgery to treat NOMA, a devastating disease that causes severe facial disfigurement among young children living in poverty. And they have empowered and uplifted working women in the medical field through a virtual community for female doctors, helping working mothers prioritize wellness and self-care as they balance work and life. Our honorees' successes are tangible, real-life examples of the power of a UIC degree. And they help attract future generations of the best and brightest students to follow in their footsteps. They showcase UIC's value and the vast contributions to the public good that extend far beyond merely transforming the lives of students who earn degrees. Today's honorees are an impressive microcosm of the greater UIC alumni community that has grown to more than 319,000 and carry our flag proudly around the world by sharing the special talents they honed here. Our alumni are our greatest natural resource, one that grows every year across the University of Illinois system as more than 24,000 new graduates of our 3 universities move on to their own successes and join a global alumni base of over 810,000, including more than 460,000 right here in Illinois. So my thanks to Michael and our faculty and staff for all they do to nurture our pipeline of world-class talent, and our volunteer alumni leaders for fostering connections that last a lifetime. So on behalf of the entire U of I system, my congratulations again to our honorees, and my thanks for everything they have done for this great and growing university. Please enjoy the rest of tonight's program.
Thank you, Chancellor Amiridis and President Killeen, for your inspiring words. Both of these leaders provide the vision to advance our great university that helps us cultivate such outstanding alumni. To co-host the awards ceremony, I am joined by 2-time UIC graduate and chair of the UIC Alumni Board Awards and Nominations Committee, Kel Lejeune. I'm grateful to Kel and to the Awards and Nominations Committee for their excellent work to select our distinguished honorees tonight. We'll begin with the highest honor bestowed upon alumni by the UIC Alumni Association, the Alumni Achievement Award. This Alumni Achievement Award is presented to those alumni who have attained outstanding success and national or international distinction in their chosen profession or life's work, and whose accomplishments reflect admirably on or bring honor to their alma mater. Kel, I'll turn it over to you to present the 2022 Alumni Achievement Award honorees.
As a UIC 1992 dual degree graduate from the College of Architecture and the Arts, UICAA board member, and chair of the Awards and Nominations Committee, it is my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce our honorees. Their accomplishments span the globe, and the university is proud to recognize their achievements. We begin tonight by presenting our first Alumni Achievement Award to Dr. David Ansel. Dr. Ansel has made a career of helping to reduce inequalities in healthcare, both professionally as an author and international volunteer. He has documented his experience working with underserved Chicago communities in his book, County: Life, Death, and Politics at Chicago's Public Hospital, which has been named one of the Wall Street Journal's top 5 books in healthcare in 2011. He helped to establish a nonprofit Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force, West Side United, and the Center for Community Health Equity. In recognition of his outstanding professional success and international distinction, I am pleased to present Dr. David Ansel with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Alumni Achievement Award.
Thank you for this wonderful honor. My father would have loved it, and my mother would have believed it. When I went to the UIC School of Public Health as a young attending physician at Cook County Hospital, it was with the idea of taking a couple of courses to learn biostats and epidemiology to help me evaluate a breast cancer screening program we had established at County. 7 years later, in what might be the longest arc of any public health student anywhere, I received my MPH in epidemiology. And more than a degree, it gave me a lens to see the world around me, to make visible in numbers, in maps, in graphs, how social and systemic oppressions like racism and economic deprivation cause premature mortality. And this guided my health justice and activism work. As a doctor trained in the biological manifestations of health, my MPH and my career as a social epidemiologist allowed me to visualize social, economic, and political terms of health and wellness. And it allowed me and my colleagues to amplify the narratives and experiences of our patients and communities with data. And most importantly, to take action to remove the obstacles that keep our patients and communities from achieving the best health they could. Narrative plus data plus action equals change is a mantra I preach to achieve social justice. When we pointed out that the dumping of patients on Cook County Hospital was immoral, it fell on deaf ears. But when we showed the data that 90% of dumped patients were Black and Latinx, and many were unstable at the time of transfer, federal law was changed, and the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act became the only form of universal health care in the United States, the right for emergency care. When the academics told us that the Black-white gap in breast cancer mortality was due to the biological manifestations of the disease in Black women, we produced data that proved that it was structural racism and inequity in quality of care that was at the root of this mortality disparity. And through this work, the Black-white mortality gap has dropped 50% in Chicago and in no other large city in America. The narrative changed from breast cancer being a problem within Black women to a problem within a system that excluded Black women systemically from receiving the best care. When the transplant hospitals said they couldn't transplant the undocumented and uninsured, we produced data to show that 30% of the organs were donated by people of the color. And these organs were most often transplanted into insured white people. What was standard practice became an issue of social justice. Now, Illinois is the only state in the United States with a successful program to transplant the undocumented and uninsured and to provide access to Medicaid for some undocumented. Mostly, my UIC MPH taught me that while I love being a practicing physician, that in the words of my colleague, Dr. Linda Ray Murray, if you want to get things done, you have to understand that everything is public health. Thank you so much for this terrific honor.
Congratulations again, Dr. Ansel. Our next recipient of the Alumni Achievement Award is Ambassador Carol Mosley Braun. Ambassador Braun is the first American African woman elected to the U.S. Senate, the first woman elected to the Illinois Senate, and served as ambassador to New Zealand under President Bill Clinton. In 1978, she was elected to the Illinois House of Representatives and rose to the position of assistant major leader and became a champion for liberal social causes. In 1993, she became the first woman to defeat an incumbent U.S. Senator and join the 103rd United States Congress. as the first African American woman in the Senate. In recognition of her outstanding professional success and international distinction, I am pleased to present Ambassador Carol Moseley Brown with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Alumni Achievement Award.
I am delighted to be with you today, and honored to have been accepted for this award by my own university. Let me say this: I really am honored. I mean, I know people say that a lot, but I am honored because the University of Illinois launched me, frankly, on my path in life. I did not expect that I was going to become a politician or run for office. I ran for my first office at U of I at Chicago. I was secretary of the Action Party. How that happened, I don't know, but I got talked into running for office, and we won. The Action Party won, and the student government, and so and I've been in politics, frankly, ever since. I had not expected that because just life unfolds, and frankly, the point I want to convey today is how grateful I am for such a solid foundation in going forward in the rest of my career. It could not have happened if I had not had an undergraduate degree, and the University of Illinois at Chicago provided me with that opportunity. I've referred to U of I at Chicago as the Opportunity University, and it is because people like me, I lived in Chicago. I had actually started out down in Champaign-Urbana. Couldn't cut it at all on different levels. I got sick is what happened. I came home, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. My mother persuaded me to go back and get a college degree. And I signed up at the University of Illinois, and it was, it's everything since then has been coming up roses. It's been great. I mean, it's been a rough journey. Don't get me wrong. My journey has been one of ups and downs and good times and bad. But at the same time, without the foundation that the university gave me, none of it would have been possible. And so I want to make the point to everybody here. Not only am I go by ambassador these days, because when you're an ambassador, everybody likes you and nice to you. And when you're a senator, you're a politician and people, kick you around. But I've been both an ambassador and a United States senator. And I want to make this point to the audience. Since 1789, there had been 1,806 United States senators. I was 107th. I was the first and only, at the time, I was the first Black female. When I got to the Senate, I was the only person of African American, male or female, for 6 years that I was there. And that was a life-changing experience, as you can imagine, but it would not have been possible if I had not gotten my undergraduate degree from U of I, Chicago. And so I just want to say how honored and grateful I am, and thank you very much for this recognition. I really sincerely appreciate it. And I just hope to do what I can to encourage the university to continue to reach out and to young people like me who are kind of lost, don't know what they're going to do next, and give them opportunity, put them on the path, because that's what you did for me. And I hope you will continue to do it for others. Thank you very much for this.
Congratulations again to Ambassador Carol Moseley Brown. Our final recipient of the Alumni Achievement Award is presented to Dr. Sheila Donotsi-Tu. Dr. Tu is the Chancellor of Botswana Open University and was the first nurse to serve as a member of Botswana's parliament as its Minister of Health. She is a global health leader and advocate whose research and publications have focused on HIV prevention and women's rights. She's educated thousands of nurses and has worked with international organizations, such as the World Health Organization, to support and advise communities across Africa. In recognition of her outstanding professional success and international distinction, I am pleased to present Dr. Sheila Donotsi-Tu with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Alumni Achievement Award.
Chancellor Michael Amiridis, members of the UIC Alumni Association Board, distinguished alumni, Dean Collins, and my mentors at UIC College of Nursing, good evening. I'm sincerely grateful to my colleagues, Drs. Kathleen Knorr, Stephanie Ferguson, and Linda McCreary for nominating me, and to our noble UIC Alumni Association Board for choosing me to be the 2022 recipient of this prestigious Alumni Achievement Award. My only regret is that thanks to the COVID pandemic, I am not able to be with you right there in the Windy City. Distinguished colleagues, this is the 35th award I have received so far, but my most memorable is this one because it signifies a recognition by my colleagues that says you are one of us, we value the work that we have done and are continuing to do for global sustainable development. The icing on the cake for me is that my former professors, Dr. Kathy Knaffel and Mija Kim, have received it. Yes, I tread on the footsteps of giants. I'm even inspired by memories of greater giants, Drs. Bev McClemory, Virginia Olsen, and Helen Grace. To the students of the University of Illinois, Chicago, my message to you is simple. I am here this evening because throughout my career, I use the knowledge that I acquired at UIC to research, to advocate for, and to intervene for the promotion and the protection of the right to health, not just in my country, Botswana, but in Africa and in the world. It has resulted in what the UIC Alumni Association Board sees as outstanding success, international distinction in my profession, and accomplishments that bring honor to University of Illinois, Chicago. This award, my dear colleagues, is within your reach, so strive for it. Distinguished colleagues, allow me to conclude by stating just how delighted I am to receive this award, especially knowing that globally, there are many UIC alumni who equally deserve it. It is great to receive this award. But for me, the greatest reward is being a nurse and going to sleep every night knowing that I am making a difference in global health equity. As Special Ambassador of the Nursing Now Challenge, I accept this award on behalf of all nursing and midwifery students throughout the world, the very ones who spend their lives improving the health of their fellow human being. May God be their source of wisdom. I thank you.
Congratulations again to Dr. Sheila Tu, as well as our other Alumni Achievement Award winners, Dr. David Ansel and Ambassador Carol Mosley Braun. The achievements of these winners can be appreciated across the globe. But we next want to celebrate the work of an alumnus who has dedicated so much right here at UIC with the Distinguished Service Award. Bestowed upon alumni, faculty, staff, and friends by the University of Illinois Chicago Alumni Association, the Distinguished Service Award is presented to individuals or couples whose consistent, exceptional, and meritorious service to the university has made a significant impact on the institution's overall welfare and the advancement of its mission. So Cal, can you please present the 2022 Distinguished Service Award?
This year's recipient of the 2022 Distinguished Service Award is Mr. John Ochoa. Mr. Ochoa has held the positions of project manager, designer, principal in charge, managing director, and finally, president and CEO of the architectural firm of FGM Architects since 1986, where he has overseen many award-winning design for educational, municipal, and federal projects. He's been an active member of the UICAA and UIC Architecture Alumni Association, helping to promote the school's mission, including the development of the annual Architectural Career Fair and the creation of the FGM Architects Susan Neely Endowed Scholarship. John and I are fellow alumni. We know each other as architects in the industry, and it's my honor to present the following: In recognition of his consistent, exceptional service and significant impact on the institution's overall welfare, along with the advancement of its mission, it is my pleasure to present Mr. John Ochoa with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Distinguished Service Award.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the UIC Alumni Association for honoring me with this Distinguished Service Award. When Ed Cohen called me with the news, I'll admit, at first, I thought he was going to ask me to volunteer for a new assignment. But next, I thought he must have called the wrong number, because I've known so many folks more deserving than me who have given generously of their time, talent, and treasure over the years. So I accept this award on behalf of all my fellow alumni who continue to work tirelessly supporting the good work done by the university and the Alumni Association. Occasionally over the years, people, and by people I mean my wife and family, have asked me why I volunteered so much time to the university. I've asked myself the same question at times, and the answer, I believe, is that my entire family has received a great gift from the university. Like so many others who attend UIC, I'm a first-generation college graduate. So are two of my siblings and about a half dozen of my extended family. Many years later, two of my sons received doctoral degrees from the university. Together, we've become doctors and teachers, psychologists, accountants, investment bankers, lawyers, business leaders, and yes, architects too. The education we received at UIC gave us the tools which set us on a path towards meaningful careers and great fulfillment. Together, we've made significant contributions to our communities. The gift of a quality university education not only improved our lives, but countless others who we've touched professionally and personally. And it all started at UIC. So for me, my volunteer efforts are only a small gesture of thanks for all the gifts received by me and my family. Finally, one of the great benefits of volunteering is the chance to meet and get to know some of the outstanding leaders who make the Alumni Association and the University of Illinois system so special. Arlene Norsom was the first leader from the Alumni Association I met, and her encouragement and dedication got me hooked from the start. Karen Corman continues the same tradition. I'd also like to take a moment to thank President Killeen and Chancellor Amiridis for their outstanding leadership. They have made me proud to call myself an alumnus of the University of Illinois at Chicago. So thanks again, and go Flames.
Congratulations again, and thank you, John Ochoa. We are grateful for all your distinguished service to UIC. Continuing with the theme of service, we recognize that the global community has needed assistance, especially these last few years, and want to thank one of our alumni for contributions to humanity with our Humanitarian Award. The Humanitarian Award is presented to those alumni who, through their outstanding involvement and dedication, have made a significant contribution of leadership or service which has improved or enriched the lives of others and the welfare of humanity, and whose accomplishments reflect admirably on or bring honor to their alma mater. I now invite Kel to introduce this year's Humanitarian Award honoree.
This year's recipient of the 2022 Humanitarian Award is Captain Todd Stankiewicz. Captain Stankiewicz is a commissioned officer with the U.S. Public Health Service and serves as Regional Emergency Coordinator for the Department of Health and Human Services, Office of the Secretary. He has provided support in federal emergency response across the United States, including deployments to Flint, Michigan, assigning with the water crisis there, and to other locations from Puerto Rico, Texas to New Orleans after Hurricane Maria, Harvey, and Katrina. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he coordinated efforts to evacuate Americans from Wuhan, China, and passengers of the Grand Princess cruise ship while securing personal protective equipment and ventilators for states, including vaccines and vaccination sites. In honor of his outstanding professional contributions and volunteer leadership, which have significantly improved and enriched the lives of others and the welfare of humanity on a national and international scale, it is my pleasure to present Captain Todd Stankiewicz with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Humanitarian Award.
I'm extremely honored to be receiving the UIC Alumni Association Board, University of Illinois at Chicago Humanitarian Award. I want to thank the UIC School of Public Health for submitting the nomination, especially Sarah Gilloff and Dean Giles, and those who had supported and encouraged me in my public health training, Professor Daniel Schwartzman and Professor Jesus Ramirez-Veyes. Also, I would like to thank the UIC Alumni Association Board for this selection. Most importantly, I would like to thank my husband, Bob, who never has become annoyed over my many last-minute deployments to hurricane responses or humanitarian missions. I am truly humbled to be receiving this award. When you look up humanity in the dictionary, you get many similar definitions. The one I like best came from the Merriam-Webster dictionary as the quality or state of being kind to other people. I am thankful that the basis of my work as an officer in the public health service fits into that definition. In this challenging world, we should all strive to add a little more humanity into our lives. Thank you once again for this great honor.
Congratulations again to Captain Todd Stankiewicz, and thank you for all your humanitarian work. Our final award category is the Rising Star Leadership Award. This award is designed to acknowledge rising and future leaders among UIC's recent alumni community. Individuals who receive this award have demonstrated exemplary leadership capabilities and orchestrated meaningful change as influential in their profession or in their local, regional, national, and/or global communities. Recipients of the Rising Star Leadership Award represent the ideal of a talented, industrious, and dedicated individual to whom the UIC community may look as personifying the university's mission. Again, I invite Kel Lejeune to introduce our Rising Star Leadership Award recipients.
First recipient of the 2022 Rising Star Leadership Award is Dr. Melissa Amundsen. Dr. Amundsen is an oral and maxillofacial surgeon at Surgical Arts of Boca Raton, a clinical assistant professor at the Nova Southeastern University College of Allopathic Medicine, and the first and only American oral and maxillofacial surgeon for the Doctors Without Borders team, Médecins Sans Frontières. She has volunteered her time in Nigeria to combat and research the devastating oral disease known as NOMA, and at the Hospital Escuela in Honduras, which earned her national recognition from Honduran First Lady Ana Garcia de Hernandez. In recognition of her exemplary leadership capabilities and orchestrating meaningful change in her profession and community, it is my pleasure to present Dr. Melissa Amundsen with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Rising Star Award.
First of all, I would like to thank Jessica Mueller for nominating me for such a prestigious award. I'm certain I was selected amongst a talented pool of candidates, and I'm honored to be the recipient. My path was paved while I was an aimless dental student in 2003 through the projects funded by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation at UIC with the concept of service. From those early projects as a student, it began to shape my future goals and career objectives. I can also add that it took a village to get to this point, and there are too many people to name. I've had the opportunity to learn from administrative staff, nurses, assistants, and numerous surgeons that have all had a role in shaping my career. Dr. Frank Perry at UIC deserves to be named as one of my first real mentors. There are many more, but Dr. Eric Dirks, Brian Bell, and Bryce Potter during my trauma fellowship in Portland, Oregon, Bishop Brumans, Robert Marks, and Michael Pellig at the University of Miami held special roles in my education and training. My transition from a dental student to a resident at one of the busiest trauma centers and well-known programs in the country showed me how to believe in myself, be resilient, persevere, and develop my own mentorship skills for young surgeons and dental students. A special thanks to Dr. Marks and Dr. Pellig, as without them and their tough love, I persevered when I wanted to quit. I learned to be a leader, a better surgeon, and they pushed me beyond what I thought I was capable. More importantly, I learned that all adversity is temporary. Our unique geographic access at the University of Miami to patients from the Caribbean, South and Central America also unveiled a lack of access to care that I was not aware of. In many countries, oral maxillofacial surgery services do not exist. The experiences through the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, combined with the international exposure in Miami, resulted in an interest in humanitarian surgery both here and abroad. Through working with Doctors Without Borders in Nigeria, Operation Nueva Vida in Honduras, I learned that I was given a gift that was meant to be shared with patients who are often overlooked and undertreated in both the United States and internationally. We continue to need young, dynamic surgeons in this field of practice, and I hope to inspire and mentor more through my career. In closing, I would also like to thank my mother. She supported me through all of these cross-country moves to train with leaders in the field. She gave me hope, and she showed me how one could be of service to the community no matter what your own personal limitations are. For as long as I have remember, my mother was a volunteer and inspired me to do the same. Service to our communities, both nationally and internationally, can be achieved no matter who you are, your background, or your training. You can be the difference. In closing, I am humbled to be the recipient of the Rising Star Award, and I hope this inspires anyone listening to engage communities and volunteer where they can.
Congratulations again, Dr. Amundsen. The final recipient of the 2022 Rising Star Leadership Award is to Dr. Archana Reddy Shrestha. Dr. Reddy Shrestha is an emergency medicine physician, co-founder and editor-in-chief of the Woman in White Coats blog, founder and life coach at Mighty Mom MD, and clinical director at Rosalind Franklin University of Medicine and Science. She regularly provides presentations, publishings, and podcasts to empower and uplift working women in the medical field and beyond through her blog, and help create the White Coats Doctors Lounge, a virtual community for women doctors. Dr. Reddy Shrestha also founded her personal life coaching and nutrition blog, Mighty Mom MD, to help other working mothers prioritize wellness and self-care in their work-life balance. In recognition of our exemplary leadership capabilities and orchestrating meaningful change in our profession and communities, it is my pleasure to present Dr. Archana Reddy Shrestha with the 2022 University of Illinois Chicago Rising Star Award.
I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive the UIC Rising Star Award. Thank you all so much for being here to share in this occasion. And congratulations to all the other awardees. I am truly humbled to be a part of this award ceremony where fellow alumni like Carol Mosley Braun are also being celebrated. I am so honored to have my work to date be recognized in this way by the UIC Alumni Association. I am a physician, a professional physician life coach, writer, and most importantly, a working mother. Many years have gone into my mission of uplifting and empowering working women, especially those who are in healthcare. And it means so much to me that the work that I am so passionate about also resonates with others. This accomplishment is not something that I did alone, and there are many others who deserve to share in this award. I would like to thank my co-founder of Women in White Coats, as well as our Women in White Coats team, for making our vision of helping women doctors overcome burnout and reconnect with the joy of medicine a reality. Furthermore, when we started sharing more of the stories of women doctors through our books and blog, we realized that the old boys club of medicine was alive and well. And that was why it was so important that we created a sisterhood within medicine where women could help uplift and other women as well. I would like to express my deep gratitude to my husband, Ross, and children, Devin and Serena, for their love and support throughout this journey of writing books, creating courses, conferences, and coaching programs for women doctors. Without the support of my husband from residency onwards, I know I wouldn't be standing here to receive this award. He has always been one to believe in me and encourage me to go after my dreams. Thank you also to my parents who taught me to strive for excellence and to live to my fullest potential. My mom, a now retired family physician, was my inspiration and role model for becoming a physician. And it was my dad who never let thoughts of gender inequity enter into my mind. He taught me that the fact that I was a young woman wanting to enter into the male-dominated field of medicine didn't matter and did not need to be a roadblock for me. Having male figures in my life who believed in me and helped me break past gender stereotypes made all the difference in the world. Last but not least, thank you to the UIC Alumni Association for offering recognition to alumni like me. I hope that this recognition of my work can serve as an inspiration to others out there who want to make an impact. My time at UIC, both as an undergrad and medical student, was the foundation for all that I've been able to achieve. And it was there at UIC that I transformed into a doctor, fell in love with emergency medicine, and decided that I wanted to serve my community on the front lines of the ER. Remember, if my work can make a difference, so can yours. I will continue my efforts to uplift and empower women doctors and look forward to helping more women doctors not only overcome burnout, but feel empowered to ask for what they need to do the hard work of taking care of patients without sacrificing their own personal well-being. But we women doctors can't do this alone. We need our male allies and our healthcare institutions as well to step up to the plate and truly look for solutions that provide holistic wellness to not just physicians, but all healthcare professionals. And together, we can heal the healers. I am humbled and appreciative to be receiving this award. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Dr. Archana Reddy Shrestha and Dr. Melissa Amundsen, and to all of our 2022 Alumni Award winners. I hope you're as inspired as I am by the amazing work and accomplishments of all of our honorees. Tonight, we make time to celebrate that they are part of our UIC alumni family. I encourage you to read their interviews in the UIC Magazine's Spring 2022 issue, and their biographies that can be found under the Awards and Recognition tab on our website, uic.edu/alumni. Kel, I want to thank you and the Awards and Nominations Committee for selecting such excellent honorees. We'd like to thank all of you for attending and celebrating our outstanding alumni. These are just 7 of our alumni, of over 300,000 alumni who are doing incredible work in our global communities. We appreciate the accomplishments of all of them and look forward to following their work in the years to come. We hope to celebrate future award ceremonies in person again, but appreciate you joining us virtually tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Go Flames, and thank you, everybody.